Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. Before we get started with the episode, I just want to make a couple of announcements. The Build Your Reiki Business program is now available for pre-order. The program is officially launching in early July, but you can get in on a special pre-order registration fee right now. Learn more and register at standingstoneshealing.com/build. Thank you. Welcome to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, founder of the Reiki Business Collective and creator of the Build Your Reiki Business program, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Welcome to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing and so honored to have you here as always. In this episode, we are talking about a very popular topic, getting clients. Now, there is way more than we can cover in 20 minutes about getting clients. So there will be more episodes for sure about getting clients. But in this episode, I want to cover some things in specific. Number one, I want to talk about what it even means to, quote, get clients. And then I want to offer you 3 tips for, quote unquote, getting clients. So first of all, this idea of getting clients, we hear this so often and we talk about it so often in terms of I need to get more clients. How do I get more clients? And so the question is about getting clients, when really this question I think is actually the wrong question, because there are an infinite number of ways to, quote unquote, get clients. We can get clients just by going to the grocery store and having a conversation. And so when the question is, how do we get clients? I honestly feel like this is the wrong question, or maybe not the wrong question so much as there are better questions to be asking, because the ways in which we might get clients are really as infinite as Reiki. And so I want to encourage all of us to really maybe reframe our thinking around this idea of, quote unquote, getting clients, and really expanding what it means to think about the ways in which we might find clients, attract clients to us and our Reiki business, and to really think about the ways in which we think about getting clients and how we might be a little bit more expansive in our thinking on the topic, as well as more expansive in our thinking about bringing clients in and how we might do that. And so even this notion of, quote unquote, getting clients, I think is in and of itself only just a small slice of the larger idea, because when we talk about getting clients, it's almost as if we're out there catching fish with a hook, and really it's about bringing the fish to us and the fish that resonate with us and our business. And so it's not so much about getting clients, I believe, so much as it's about putting ourselves out there and letting those who are attracted to us and our business come to us. And so then it's therefore not so much about the getting, as in, almost to carry on the fish analogy, almost like a shark hunting. Rather, it's about being a light, to mix metaphors, being a light and allowing moths to be attracted to our light. I think you get the idea here, that it's not so much about the getting as it is about the being. It's not about getting, it's about being. And so it's not about getting clients, it's about being who we are and attracting the right people who are interested in our business and our services to us. Now, you may be at a point when in your business where you are saying, Christian, I'll take anyone. I don't care what kind of moths come to my light. I just want some moths, dang it. And if that's the case, that's absolutely okay. There is absolutely nothing wrong with admitting that and saying, I'll take any moth, thank you very much. Because indeed, we all have those points in our Reiki business. So let's admit that and let's honor that. And let's work to increase our own vibe so that we are bringing a new and fresh and higher energy to what we are doing in terms of our Reiki business activity, what we are putting out in the world, and who we are drawing to us. I think that this idea of quote unquote getting clients is really an idea of, I think that we can look at it in terms of an idea of quote unquote getting money. And I'm not saying that, clients are just money. I'm looking at it in terms of this idea of money and the questions that we always hear people ask. How do I get money? How do I find money? Well, the truth is that you can find money on the street. You can walk down the street and find money. I know I do it all of the time. A penny here, a dime here, a quarter there, $20 here as well. And so that's finding money too. But yet when we say things like, how do I find money? Well, we don't think about the money that we find every day when we're walking down the street. But that's money. So when we find that penny, let's say, thank you. Here's the money I've been looking for, and pick it up and put it in our pocket. And so it's the same way when we think about clients and quote unquote attracting clients. Are we being expansive in our thinking about it, about that finding of the clients? And are we praising all of the pennies and saying, oh yeah, that's a client too? Or are we only looking at it in a very narrow kind of way? So I really want to encourage us to expand our thinking on what it means to attract clients, and to encourage us to rather than being the shark, to be the lighthouse and to shine our light brightly in order to attract all of the moths to us. Which is maybe a little bit more murderous of an image than I was going for. But nonetheless, I think you know what I'm saying. I think also that we can shine our light a little bit more brightly and to put ourselves out there a little bit more. So oftentimes when we're talking about challenges with finding clients, really what we're talking about is a challenge with putting ourselves out there, having conversations, and shining our light. So let's indeed shine our light brightly. Talk about who we are, our business, our services, and how we can help the world with Reiki. Of course, there's a lot more to say on that idea, but I first want to encourage us to really think about the ways in which we think about quote unquote getting clients. And if we can't be more expansive in our own thinking on the topic, just like maybe can we be more expansive on our own thinking about money and the ways in which we might get money? Yep, indeed, you can find it on the street. So finding money ain't actually as hard as we might think it is, just like finding clients maybe ain't as hard as we think it is either. Now, I'm going to offer you a few tips for finding, attracting, clients. Number one, I really want to encourage you to stay positive. Now, this is number one because it really is the most challenging, especially when you're in that mode of, I don't have any clients, I can't find clients. Why is it so hard to find clients? These kinds of thoughts can really impact your energy and your perspective and the way in which you approach all of your conversations. If you are approaching the client conversation as, this is so hard, I'm really challenged, I have no clients, and it's putting a real damper on your own energy, it's going to be harder for you to bring positive energy to your potential client interactions. So it's going to be hard for you to bring positive energy to your interactions with potential clients. And people pick up on that, especially people who are Reiki practitioners or who are drawn to Reiki. We are typically pretty intuitive people who can pick up on energy. And so if you are bringing the energy of, I don't have any clients, can't find clients, and negativity, then people are often going to pick up on that and they're not going to be interested in what you're selling. So I want to encourage you first and foremost to stay positive, and to especially stay positive when it gets challenging, when the clients aren't coming in. And I don't say if, I say when, because this is a part of the process and part of being a business owner, especially a newer Reiki business owner. So just know that that there are going to be points on your Reiki business journey when you are having these kinds of questions and thoughts. And so when that happens, it's going to be really important for us to bring that positive energy, really important to bring that positivity and to make sure that we are staying positive. So this is number one in terms of attracting clients. Please stay positive. Please put the focus on the positive, and please work to keep your energy and your vibe high to attract clients and to attract higher vibe clients as well. When you get into that lower vibe space, oh, I can't find clients, oh, there are no clients, I just am having such a hard time getting clients, then indeed you will take any kind of client. And while I think that picking up any penny off the ground, absolutely, you pick up that penny. Sometimes on our Reiki business journey, it might not be in our best interest to take any client that might come along, because any client that might come along might be a lower vibe client who is a more challenging client. I can speak from experience and say that when I've had some lower vibe types of clients, oftentimes these clients are more, I don't want to use the word difficult because that sounds a little demeaning, but they're a little bit more energy draining. They want a little bit more from you. And so just know that sometimes on your journey, when you have that energy that's a little bit more lower in yourself and a lower vibe, you might be attracting clients that are a little bit lower vibe and might demand a little bit more from you. So just be aware of that, be just paying attention to that, and maintaining your own positivity. We know like attracts like. And so when you're bringing the vibe, when you're bringing the higher vibe, you are more likely going to attract a higher vibe as well. So bring that higher vibe and stay positive, including and especially during those more challenging times in your Reiki business where you are feeling more challenged to attract clients. Number two, I want to encourage you to focus on the skills that you have. So put the focus on the things that you can do rather than the things that you can't do. So what that means is that when you are marketing your services, when you are talking about how you can help clients, I encourage you to be thinking about the things that you can do and not the things that you can't do. So for instance, let's say you have a client that comes to you that says, I really need some help with anxiety, and I'm looking for hypnosis. Do you do hypnosis? And you don't do hypnosis. Rather than saying something like, "Yeah, sorry, I don't do hypnosis," and go find someone else. We, of course, don't want to be saying we can do something that we can't. So if you can't do hypnosis, please do not say, "Oh, yeah, I can do that," and then try to make it up. But instead, to focus on what you can do. Well, actually, I don't do hypnosis, but as a Reiki practitioner, I do know that Reiki is really powerful for anxiety. Have you given the thought of trying Reiki out at all to see if that might help with your anxiety? And so rather than saying, "No, I can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't help you at all," hold on, because we know that Reiki is really powerful for anxiety. And so your client, your potential client, may actually be interested in giving Reiki a try to see if it will help with their anxiety. But if you're just shutting the conversation off and saying, "Nope, can't do it, see you later, bye-bye," then you are potentially closing off a really powerful way for that potential client to get some relief. And you are also closing off a potential client for yourself. So please focus on the things that you can do and not on the things that you can't do, the ways in which you can help clients and the things that you can do, and not almost apologizing for the things that you can't do. You know, Reiki is in of itself enough. Reiki all by itself is enough. There isn't anything that you need to add or to do extra. Reiki is enough all by itself. And there's no apologizing for Reiki being, quote unquote, the only thing that you can do or the only thing that you do. There's no shame in that. There's no apology for that. But rather than focusing on what you can't do for people, for potential clients, put the focus on what you can do, how you can help people, and to talk about that and put the focus on that. So put the focus on your own skills as a practitioner, as a Reiki practitioner. Put the focus on how you can help and turn the conversations towards what you can do for others and not on what you can't do. Again, please, don't say that you can do something when you can't, but you absolutely can talk about the ways in which you can help someone, even when it might seem like you can't or you're not a good fit for a potential client. They're coming to you saying, "Can you help me? Do you know hypnosis?" Because they want to get help from you. And maybe you don't know hypnosis, but maybe you can help them in a way that they might not be expecting or that they might not have thought about, but that indeed is also very helpful. The third thing I want to encourage you with is to ask yourself what you can do for others. So rather than looking at clients as what can I get? Remember that big question of getting clients? That is so very much a focus on what others can do for you. What can I get from this person? How do I get clients? And so the focus is on the getting. Rather, I want to encourage you to put the focus on the giving. What can I give? What can I do? How can I help others? And to put the focus on the giving rather than the receiving. Now, of course, we run a business, and in order to make that business run and to make that business last, we've got to have money coming in. So we have to, on some level, be getting. Let's be real, and the getting's got to be financial in order to make our business last and to sustain our business. That's just the economics of it. But rather than thinking about the getting first and foremost, I want to encourage you to think about the giving and how you might be able to give. And so even this terminology of getting clients really puts the focus on the getting, the what's in it for me. But guess what? Your potential clients, our potential clients, are not looking at this situation, this potential transaction, and saying, how can I help this person? So for instance, my potential clients are not looking at me and saying, how can I help Christian? He seems like such a nice guy. How can I help him? Oh, I know. I'll sign up for one of his sessions. That's how I will help him. No way. They're looking at it and saying, how can I get some help? How can I get my needs met? How can I get what I need? And so if we can look at our potential clients from our own point of view and look at them and say, okay, what do our potential clients want? What do they need? What are they looking for? That's going to help us to see what we can do for them. And when we ask ourselves what we can do for them, we are putting ourselves in their shoes and looking at ourselves and our own business from their standpoint and what their needs are. And it therefore then becomes not about the getting, but about the giving and about the attracting. And this is how we shine a bright light and go from being a shark to a light and to attracting clients. So ask yourself, what can you do for others? What can you do for your potential clients? Because that's how your potential clients are looking at you and your Reiki business. What can you help them with? What can you do for them? Now, what's really nice about these 3 tips is that they all actually work in a cycle. So asking, how can I help others, is actually going to help you to stay positive. Because when we're in that negative mode of, oh man, got no clients, oh man, this sucks, and we are in that negative, lower energy, we are challenged to look outward from ourselves. It's all about me, woe is me. But when we ask, what can I do for others? We're then turning our energy. We're jump-starting our energy. We are lifting our vibe. We are bringing more positivity. And so when we ask what we can do for others, that is going to help us to stay positive. It's also going to help us to stay positive when we focus on the things we can't do. So rather than starting a conversation with, no, I don't know hypnosis, I can't help you, we're starting the conversation with positivity. Oh, I understand that you have anxiety. I'm sorry to hear that. I can definitely help with anxiety with Reiki. I don't do hypnosis, and I can recommend some hypnotherapists that you might be interested in reaching out to, but I do help a lot of people with anxiety with Reiki, and I'm happy to talk with you about how Reiki can help your anxiety potentially. And so there you are. That's a much more positive conversation, and a much more positive conversation from the clients, the potential clients standpoint, than just saying, nope, can't help you. See you later. Bye-bye. So all of these really work together to inform and help one another. So staying positive will help you to focus on your skills, and focusing on the things that your skills will help you to focus on the things that you can do and the ways in which you can help others. And focusing on how you can help others indeed is going to help you to stay positive. So I'm sending lots of blessings and best wishes to staying positive. As always, please feel free to get the free Reiki Biz Kit at standingstoneshealing.com/Reiki Biz Kit. As always, please feel free to join us in the Reiki Business Collective, where I'm sure you can get all kinds of tips from lots and lots of other Reiki business owners for finding and bringing in the clients. Sending lots of blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Thanks for tuning in to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, and send to a friend. Learn more about the Build Your Reiki Business program at standingstoneshealing.com/build. Sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business.